The mainstream media jumping all over those Americans who are against building a mosque near Ground Zero, but the man behind the mosque, Imam Feisal Rauf, is missing in action on his State Department finance fundraising tour. And this is a guy who still refuses to acknowledge Hamas as a terrorist organization. At that point, infuriating our next guest, the son of the founder of Hamas, who says building the mosque is a grave mistake. Mosab Hassan Yousef had a religious conversion in an Israeli prison and now lives as a Christian in the United States. He is also author of the book Son of Hamas, and he joins us now from Los Angeles. Mosab, wonderful to see you again. What does this mosque symbolize to the people behind it, do you think?
This is a symbol of conquest. When we think about Cordoba, this is the capital of the Islamic occupation for Spain more than 800 years. It's a symbol of conquest. It's a symbol of aggression.
Now, Mosab, I have heard that from other so-called experts in Islamic affairs and so forth, but you were inside of Hamas. Your father was one of the founders of Hamas. Is this really the way they're thinking? Do you suspect, and perhaps you've heard from your contacts, that they are kind of looking with glee at this opportunity?
I personally think that every mosque is a danger on the American soil because since I am an ex-Shin Bet agent, we had lots of information about collecting money and donation and sending it to terrorist groups in the mosques. And unfortunately, the U.S. government doesn't have control over this type of donations. And this mosque is a different story because it's a rock of a division in New York. It's going to cause lots of trouble, lots of problems, not only for Americans, also for Muslims. And what I say today to Muslims, that this is a rock of division and they need to boycott this project and to stop it, because those crazy Islamists like Feisal Rauf and others, they're not less dangerous than Bin Laden. Bin Laden, September 11th, ruined the Muslim reputation in the world, and today this immature person is going to ruin their reputation by putting a rock of division that will cause lots of problems, lots of violence. Nobody can guarantee what can happen tomorrow.
Okay,
and I think
Mosab,
Muslims need to stop this mosque.
Let me just interdict here, because of course we are a nation that does not have the government interfere in religious affairs, unless of course those religious affairs include acting in illegal ways. Now, first you have to you can't stop a mosque from being built and wait until something bad happens. I mean, you have to allow a mosque to be built if it's going to be built. So how do you pressure the people who are behind this mosque not to build it? Is that possible, or is it impossible?
You know, let me remind them of their Quran, that I don't believe in it anymore. The Quran says in chapter 9, verse 107, and there are those who put up a mosque by way of mischief and infidelity will be tortured by the hands of Allah. This is their mosque. You know, the Islamic history had mosques of division. This mosque is a political statement. They have political agendas. And who's going to pay the consequences? The Muslim population, the minority Muslim population of this country.
Okay,
and I
so is there anybody, Mosab, is there anybody in the Islamic community to whom we could appeal to interject and say this thing should not be built, at least here?
Yes, I encourage every individual, every Muslim in this country, because I love them, because they are like my family and I know their sufferings. That's enough, enough. What Bin Laden did in September 11th, people are trying to forget. Don't remind them every day with a stupid project on a graveyard that will open the wound and pour in it acid. This is very insulting. This is not good. This doesn't represent the real identity of the Arab culture.
But again, to whom do those members of Islam who are opposed to this product appeal? Who do they go to sign their protest?
This Imam Feisal Rauf is trying to collect $100 million he is relying on the donations that will collect from the American mosques.
Well,
so
but Mosab, you recognize clearly the money that he's going to get for the $100 million is not going to come from individual Muslims. It's going to come from the oil-rich people in the Middle East, right?
Then I ask everybody to boycott this project, not to donate any penny for this mosque, and let Feisal Rauf try to figure out a way. He's a crazy person. He's driven all the Muslim nation in a confrontation with people here in the West. He's irresponsible, and he's encouraged by this government. And all I say that he needs, let's not help him. Let's not help him. Let's make it more difficult, at least, for him to build this mosque.
Mosab Hassan Yousef, Son of Hamas, is the name of his book, and indeed he is the son of the founder of Hamas, or at least one of the founders. Good to see you again, Mosab. Thank you for coming here. I appreciate it.